Hello and welcome to Nikolai's genetics lessons, and today's question of the day is: in hemoglobin's molecule, oxygen binds directly to and released from, and you have to choose one of these answers. And if you think that you know the answer, it is E, and you don't have to watch this video, you actually have to watch this video. Take a look at this picture and what we see here. We see here hemoglobin and his molecular organization of hemoglobin, and this is how it looks, taking into consideration electronic clouds. Three-dimensional shape of this protein resembles a ball, though on some pictures you may see it as flat structure, but actually this is not so. It consists of 4 subunits, 2 beta subunits and 2 alpha subunits. And here we see 4 heme groups, and of course if we'll take a look from one side, we only can see 2 at the same time, and another 2 is going to be hidden on the other side. And here is another representation of the same molecule, but this time this is going to be just one subunit. This is going to be beta subunit. Each cylinder here represent one alpha helix. How many alpha helixes we have here? A1, B2, C3, D4, E5, F6, and G7, and H8. Alpha and beta subunits is slightly different, and here with different color shown number of amino acids in this alpha helix A, for example, in beta subunit, and in black in alpha subunit. Alpha subunit is slightly smaller than beta subunit. So numbers in green and black, in red and black, stand for the number of amino acids in beta subunit and in alpha subunit. And here in the middle you see heme group, and you also see that 2 chains are groups of amino acids shown here. One we see that comes from E alpha helix, and another one from the F alpha helix. And these groups has their own names, F8H, and F stands for the name of the alpha helix, 8 stands for the position of amino acid in this alpha helix, and H stands for the histidine. For example, this tells us that this R group is of the histidine, which is number 8 in this alpha helix, to which iron is attached. And this histidine holds this whole heme group through the covalent bonding to iron. And many of you know that iron holds oxygen here in the heme group. So why is this histidine? And we know that this is also histidine because this is alpha helix E, position 7, and H stands for the histidine. Why this R group of this histidine also is shown here? What is the importance of this R group? All the time I'm getting the same question from my subscribers over and over again. What is the best book for genetics or for molecular biology, bioinformatics, and so on? And every time I have the same answer. The more pictures the book has, the better. And especially if it is going to be colored pictures. Now take a look at this picture, and you can see here F helix, E helix, and on the F helix this R group of the histidine is covalently bound to the iron in the heme group, and heme group here is shown as a disk because all the atoms are in the same plane. We call this histidine in F helix proximal histidine F8. But here is another R group of histidine in E helix, and here's a molecule of oxygen. One more time, as I already mentioned in my previous videos, you can find here not just atom of oxygen, but molecule of oxygen, which consists of 2 atoms. And this distal histidine is shown here for a purpose, because this nitrogen and here's one nitrogen, here's another nitrogen in this ring, is going to have hydrogen bond with oxygen molecule. This means that molecule of oxygen is going to be covalently bound to the iron in the heme group and is going to have hydrogen bond to the R group of the histidine in the E helix. And here is the last picture that is demonstrating the same interactions, but as I said, the more pictures you have, the better. Some pictures can be confusing, but others would be better and would be easier for you to understand. So one histidine in the F helix, which makes covalent bond to the iron in the heme group, and in helix E we have another histidine E7, and this is R group, and now you see nitrogens here and also hydrogen, which makes hydrogen bond with oxygen. So as you see, this picture is very clear, it's very good, but this one even better. So if you're confused with something, if you cannot understand something, just look for alternative pictures, and this is probably the best way to solve any problem. Now let's read our question again. In hemoglobin's molecular oxygen binds directly to and is released from, and now you know that this is not the only one answer which is correct iron atoms, but also answer C, histidine amino acids, also take a crucial part in oxygen binding. Hydrogen bond is much weaker than covalent bond, but still this helps to fix this oxygen molecule in place in a heme group. And this is all for today. Subscribe and see you in the next video. Goodbye.